Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world, around the country, around the state, around the city. Welcome to another episode of the Silk Stocking Sisters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Teresa J. Canada. Yes, it's been a while, but I'm not giving up and I have not gone away. Thank all of you for continuing to support the channel and listen to my podcast episodes. So I had to take a break a little bit, and we all have to take that sometime to just reevaluate, get some rest, and become generated again in terms of what's the next steps. So that's what I've been doing, but I have not gone away. So I'm back. All right. So anyway, today I'd like to just basically go over a couple of things that the purpose of the podcast is all about. And hopefully you'll give me some insight. I'm hoping to get some comments about some other things you'd like me to talk about. So if you have any other ideas, definitely put them in the, write them, send it to me. Let me know what you think. All right. Just respond to the comments in the comments section, or reach out to me through my website. So today I just want to give you an update and basically tell you my continued vision for the, continuation of the podcast, and some topics related to what I'm going to be talking about moving forward for the next several episodes. So it's no specific thing per se at this point, but there's still issues around the topics related to my book, The Desegregation of New York City Schools, A Story of the Silk Stocking Sisters. So I just want to give you updates. Now, I'll continue to talk about current and past topics related to educational equity, legal issues, economics, social issues, political, and more information about teachers, administrators, individuals who've experienced this parts of desegregation, integration in the North and Midwest within the schools, and also individuals who've written books or written articles related to some of these topics that we feel should be shared and learned as you move forward. So I know we're at a very timely point right now. So the next couple of, at some point, I'm going to be talking more about the politics and how it impacts education and vice versa. So that's going to be a topic I'm going to be talking about at some point. But I just want to give you an update. And thanking those of you who've continued to support and listen to the podcast. And please pass it on to other friends and family and others that students. For those of you who are unable to teach certain things in classrooms, have the students give them a homework assignment to watch my podcast. That's still an educational piece. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to say this was the point of this particular episode, and you'll be listening to more people. Let me just give you some idea of some of the topics we're going to be talking about and some of the individuals who may be coming. The couple of things I want to mention are there's going to be a guest who's going to be talking about the therapeutic approaches for young children who have experienced trauma. And then I'll have that person talk about how they think that those impacted those who are part of the desegregation integration process in the North and Midwest. And compared to some of the things that are going through now with same thing with young children and how that impacts young children and families. It's not just the individual, but the families as well. Another guest is going to talk about, I'm going to focus in on Harlem. I'm a pro-Harlem person, and the experiences of a Black woman who opened a private school in Harlem. And one of the people who attended that private school will be one of my guests in one of the future episodes. So that's a very interesting story to hear about, and that person's experience through that founding of that the modern schools. Any of them was modern schools, so I just put a tidbit out there. But anyway, another person's going to be coming on talking about food addiction and education, and how that's very important, because we talk about young people who don't get the correct dietary situation. They're not able to stay awake in school. So I have another guest who's an expert on basically food addiction, and she'll be speaking to us in a episode coming up. So listen out for that one. Then I'm going to have a guest who is basically encouraging me to think. I mean, fantastic. All my guests are fantastic, but it's interesting that I'm going to be looking at sports at some point related to education. And this particular guest is a multifaceted individual who, it was part of a, desegregation and segregation situation in the Midwest and Indiana in particular. And what this person has been able to do and accomplish, and still accomplishing, which is amazing. But I'm not surprised, because I know we come from that kind of stock. So I'm looking forward to listening to this person's episodes, because there are going to be more than one, and the insight that guest brings to the audience. I'm also going to have someone who also is going to talk about the relationship between being in a predominantly Black institution or elementary, maybe high school environment, and then leaving that environment and going to a predominantly white institution for college, and how that impacted that person's education and basically lifestyle and the experiences that person experienced. So I'll have also more discussions about individuals and authors, and other podcast hosts who will be talking about related issues that pertain to what I'm bringing to the podcast environment. And I look forward to you joining me whenever you can, wherever you are, around the world, around the country, around the state, around the city, for future episodes of the Silk Stocking Sisters podcast. So today, that's it. And I'll catch up with you the next time. Thanks so much for your support. Have a great day, everybody. Bye now.